Beginning our day, June 12th, Tanobasi will board a plane in Honolulu today on his way to Thailand. And as we go about our lives, then the daily schedule will test us in various ways. And there's also, we live in community here, so we might develop different perceptions about each other and whatnot. But then the Buddha said there's actually ways that we can know each other. So in the suttas, there's different aspects of a person's character that you can know, but only in certain circumstances. So it says only in times of adversity, one's fortitude can be known. So somebody might seem like they're tough or be able to endure a wide number of situations, but then in a time of adversity or when things don't go their way, that's when you see their fortitude, that's when you see the true character come out. So as long as things are pleasant, as long as things are comfortable enough, as long as things are agreeable enough, then we can be okay and not and seem like maybe we don't have that much irritation or anger in the heart. But then as soon as things don't go our way, then what happens? So that's when things don't go someone's way, then one's fortitude is seen, or lack of fortitude. And how does one know one's sila, one's virtue? One's virtue can only be known by living with somebody for a long time, not a short period of time. If you just live with somebody for a short period of time, then say if they're dishonest or lie a lot or have some sort of huge blemish, it won't necessarily be seen right away, but over time it'll become obvious and the stories won't add up and so on. And so through living with somebody over a long period of time, not through a short period of time, one's virtue is known. And that's known by one with discernment, not one without discernment. So one still has to be discerning to be able to see somebody else's virtue. Through talking with somebody, their wisdom can be known. And that's only through many conversations over a long period of time, not over a short period of time, and for one with discernment, not for one without discernment. So these three things, one's fortitude, one's virtue, and one's wisdom, can be known in various ways and through various circumstances. And so somebody might be able to sound wise in one or two or three or five conversations, but then we have to look at, how do they respond in this situation? How do they respond to that question? And so on. And only over a long period of time can one's wisdom be known. And then it can also be seen if one actually lives according to that, or if it's just sounding good for a little while, but not really living according to what that person is saying. So it's these ways of character can be known. So when we think about things like this, it's good to be very unassuming. When we meet somebody, we don't really know. We don't really know their levels of these various things. We just it's very normal in the world, and especially in the West. So I've lived in Asia for a number of years, and it is kind of a big difference in the West that we tend to judge things based on the surface. So we don't really see a very deep level. We tend to judge based on appearances. And the Buddha says, well, yeah, there's appearances, but then the way things really are inside can only be judged in these various ways. And if we just judge by appearances, then that's a very superficial way of judging. So, but we do it all the time. This is just basic psychology. We do judge by external appearances, and we don't see that very deep level. So that's a big part of our practice, is just saying, what's really going on and what's really happening here. It's like when Master Yun Chen was here, a Chan master who visited us on the 3rd of April, and he said he's a disciple of a disciple, what we call a grand disciple. So a disciple of Master Shu Yun, who was Master Xuan Hua's teacher. And Master Xu Yun is famous in the world for being one of the greatest Dhamma masters of the past couple centuries, up there with Ajahn and all these other greats. But then he said if you actually lived with Master Xu Yun, people didn't know what his level was because he just acted very normal. So similar to Luang Por Liam, you don't know what his level is because he acts very normal. If you just go to Wat Pah Pong, you'll just see an old monk picking up sticks in the forest. You won't see the barami. You won't be able to see who he really is. You just see the appearance, just see the surface of things. So people didn't know how great Master Shu Yun was because they just saw an old man going about his business in the monastery. They didn't see what was going on the inside. Only through living with him for a long period of time and seeing him in a wide variety of circumstances did they realize, oh, this is different. This is not at all ordinary. This is not at all the run-of-the-mill person. There's something very, very different about this person. But you can only see that through these wide variety of circumstances over a long period of time. So when we think like that, we can think, yeah, we don't know. We go about our daily schedule, and the moment, say, a judgment or a criticism of somebody comes up in the mind, then with these types of reflections, then we can question it. We can say, well, that's not sure. It may not be the case. In fact, it probably isn't the case. And we just come back to, okay, let's just get on with watching over our own minds, and then we can be much more at ease with our daily activities and looking after ourselves in a much more fruitful way. Leave that for reflections. One.